Ah, boys, what I learned about women from divorce and also about myself could write a fucking book, son. Breakups are fucking rough, aren't they? I mean, they're really brutal. Even if you were the one that broke up with the girl, because usually guys will break up on logic. In my case, I went through a divorce, and it's really one of the fucking hardest things. Like, I don't think there's any greater test of your masculinity than what you do or you don't do when you're going through a breakup. You know? A man is really forced to look at himself in the mirror, and sometimes that picture or that image is not a very nice one. The woman that you loved has left. She is gone. Probably getting pumped by somebody else. That's another thing you've got to fucking deal with, those haunting thoughts. And you have to look in the mirror at the man that is left. And actually, it's quite a beautiful thing. When guys are faced with the breakup, it's usually that point where they're either going to make a decision to fucking rise from the ashes, or they're going to capitulate and go the other way. They're going to fall. They're going to fall further, and they're going to fall harder than they've ever fell before by going back to that woman, the woman that they actually know that they shouldn't be with. It's a real fucking battle in a man's head what to do in those moments, because you're battling between the logic which you know you need to be away from this woman, but also the other battle of the emotion, the little fluffiness that makes you miss the girl. Think about how much you love her, and you think about all the fucking good times, and you don't want to let go. When I divorced my wife, you know, it was all on logic. You know, logically it made sense. She wasn't necessarily a good wife. She wasn't the right one for me. I knew I had to get out of it. But when it actually happens, you know, I was with this girl for the best part of 5 years. I loved her, fluffy, and I was very attached to her. And then you wake up one day, and I'm sitting in my apartment on my own. I've got to go to work. I've got shit to do. And I'm feeling fucking empty inside. Quite sad, actually. It can be a real struggle to get through the day. It was hard for me. And I had a choice in that moment. I had some reflecting to do on myself, lads. And this is where the rebuild began. So I started to really take stock on myself. I used to smoke cigarettes at the time. And I realized that I needed to lose some fucking weight as well. So I went on a little mini rebuild of myself. Got my ass into the gym. I started running. Started doing cardio. Started losing weight. I stopped fucking smoking. I dropped 10 kilos. I think in about 6 to 7 weeks I got on the ketogenic diet. And I just spent the days that I wasn't working, or when I was out of work, just going to the gym. I remember taking the walks to the gym. Fuck, I felt sad. And again, I know logically I wasn't meant to be with this woman, but sad about what was lost. Maybe I felt like some of my self-worth was attached to this woman. I think it's a common thing for guys. You know, the status of being married, or what I thought was status. You know, everybody knew me as being the guy that was married, and this was my girl, and we had this big fucking love story. And a lot of people that we knew were inspired by our relationship, and now it was gone. So was I a lesser man now? These are the questions that start coming into your head. You start questioning your own self-worth in these moments while the build is happening. And I remember I used to walk to the gym every day, feeling that little knot in my stomach, feeling fluffy. And I was just like, fuck it. I used to play little sad songs. I was leaning into my sadness. Okay, I'm fucking sad. I'm miserable. I'm fucking emotional. And I would walk to that gym, lonely, no woman in my life, nobody around me, and I'd just get to fucking work. And I would fucking beast those workouts, hammer them, and I would be fucking tank emptied by the time I was done. And then in the evenings I used to go and do 20-30 minute saunas in the fucking hot box, full blast, no water. And all I did every day was just fucking drain my energy, drain my fucking battery. whilst I built my body and lost weight. And the thing is about divorce and breakups, it's so easy to start capitulating and think about going back, and because you're in your emotions, right? And the thing is that the mind plays these funny tricks on you when you break up with a girl. For some reason, after you break up on logic, the brain just brings you back to this woman. You know, this woman that disrespected you, that treated you like shit, that didn't value what you brought to the table. But for some reason, the brain makes you only think of the things that were good about that person. It's like the mind tries to play this trick on you. And also, we as men are quite jealous by nature, and we fucking hate the idea of the woman that we loved moving on and getting fucking plowed by somebody else. So we really have a lot to deal with in those moments. But the thing is, as I stuck with it, I just marinated in my sadness, and I just continued to work and chip away at myself, you know, the rise, to keep building, to keep contributing to something better, a better version of myself. And things worked out pretty well because of that. And yes, my ex-wife was out back in her home country, partying, lifestyle, meeting new men, getting plowed. That's just the reality, lads. You're gonna have to face this shit. So what I did was I wrapped up my life in Spain. I wanted a fresh start. Fresh start, clean canvas, clean slate. I went to Turkey, I got new veneers, I bought myself a new watch, and I just laid out a new plan, a new version of me, a stronger version of me, even with my pain and my sorrow of this little breakup from this lady that I knew I should not be with any longer. And I moved to the Philippines. And slowly but surely over time, I stopped feeling the emotions. I started looking at it differently. I came back into my fucking logic, which is exactly where you need to be, boys. Not in the emotions. But the emotions are part of it, right? Because men, when we love fucking hard. So about 6 months passed after the divorce. I'd already made the move to the fucking Philippines. I already got my new fucking veneers locked in, so I was feeling pretty fresh. Lost 10 kilos, pretty good shape, still not smoking. And about 6 months later, my little ex-wife reached out to me. And it was kind of nice to hear from her, to be honest. You know, she seemed pretty calm and everything was good. We were just sort of chatting. I had no ill will against my ex. This is another thing as well. If you guys are harboring fucking hate towards your exes, you've got a lot of internal work to do, boys. I had no hate towards her at all. I had a fucking great experience in that marriage, and even though the divorce is fucking brutal, it's one of the best things that ever fucking happened to me. A lot of these things are gifts, lads. And the people that come into your life that fuck you over or, you know, upset you or hurt you or do wrong by you, you gotta make your fucking peace with it. And I made my peace with it. And I had a lot of fond memories with my ex-wife, you know. I remember when we ended the marriage, we both agreed that it was a beautiful mistake. We weren't meant to be fucking married. And that's that. And I thought that we could be friends. So when she reached out to me 6 months later, I was kind of happy to hear from her. She was back living in Jakarta. I'm in the Philippines. I mean, come up with the idea, maybe I'll just go and take a visit there. Now you might think to yourself, well, that's a bit fucking naive. Why would you do that? You don't know what you don't know. And I thought, you know what, fuck it, I'll go and see her. So I hopped on a little flight from the Philippines. I booked a hotel for a few nights in Jakarta. And I went to see my ex-wife. And I have to be honest, it was really nice to see her. But it was also a little bit emotional. And I'll tell you why. Because we really had a fucking great life. You know, financially, my woman was really well taken care of. She was having a great time. And I was really on my rise at that time financially. Things were only going from strength to strength. And one of the first things I noticed about her was in those 6 months, yes, she'd been out partying. I'm sure she met a lot of guys. I'm sure she got pumped. But she'd also put on a lot of weight, right? Her legs were like twice the size of when I'd first met her, which I thought was a little bit sad, you know. It's like she'd let herself go. She was now working a job as well, which she didn't have to do with me. And she took me back to her little studio apartment. And when I walked in the door to this place, it's just a little room with a bed. It had a shared kitchen. And it was like going back in time, because when I met her, she had a studio apartment. That's all she fucking had. And when she lived with me, she lived in a 3-bedroom penthouse fucking palace apartment in the center of one of the major cities in Spain. And now she had been reduced back to this little tiny box room with all her little bits and pieces. She didn't have very much. She put on weight. And I have to be honest, lads, it made me feel a little bit sad inside, because even though she treated the marriage incorrectly, like she did it all wrong, I felt sorry for her, because I knew what a fucking big mistake that she'd made. She put on weight. She was back in Jakarta as a single woman, and now she was living in this little shoebox room. And for some reason I felt a little bit emotional inside about it as well, because irrespective of what this woman did, I actually cared for her, you know. And in many respects, when you take on these women, not only are you their partner, but you're kind of like a father figure to them as well, you know. And I, as the father looking at their little girl, I felt fucking sad for her. So we spent the weekend together. We went out, you know, we had some drinks, did some fucking dinner. She stayed at my hotel. We didn't do anything. There was no funny business, lads. There was no sexy time. But on the second day, she was sitting in bed. I was cutting about in my robe in the hotel room, having a wee coffee as I do, on the phone, doing some business. She called me into the bedroom, and she asked me, like, quite positively, like, are we getting back together? And I'm like, what? Think about that, lads. She asked me, are we getting back together? And I had absolutely zero fucking intention of getting back with her. That was just not on the cards for me. I was just happy to go back and relive some memories and spend a bit of time with somebody that I genuinely really fucking cared about. But the reality is that I had really moved on. See, what happened here is when this breakup happened, and because I stayed in the pocket of my pain and built myself up, because I knew I was not meant to be with this woman as much as I loved and cared about her, by the time I saw her 6 months later, I had moved up so far from where I was whenever she left me. I had just made so many leaps and bounds mentally, physically, financially, spiritually, because I focused on myself and on my mission, that I was able to look at this girl, you know, pretty much with indifference and be like, I'm just way past this now. I'm way past you. So I wasn't in my emotions anymore. I was back into my logic. Even though I felt a little bit of emotion for her, the answer was fucking categorically no. And in that moment, I could see, I mean, obviously she was very upset. Not angry, but she was just fucking sad. And I felt a little bit sad for her. But I am not willing to compromise my fucking future and my life by going back to the fucking person that did not appreciate me in the moments when she fucking should have. And in that moment, she realized, it was almost as if 6 months after the divorce, after all the nights out that she'd had, after all the men that she'd been with, after all of the weight that she gained, after the fall from grace from living in such a nice home with me and having a really bright future from a guy that was dedicated to her, it was almost as if only 6 months after that divorce, then was the moment where she realized, oh fuck, this is actually over. It's kind of fucking scary, lads, you know? And the thing is if you're going through a breakup right now, which so many guys are, you're going to have to understand that you're going to have to face yourself in the mirror. It's probably not a good idea for you to go back to that girl. And if you can just stay in it long enough over time and just chop the wood, carry the fucking water, sit in your fucking sadness and take some fucking pride in it, you're going to see that you're going to gradually rise over time. And the woman that you separated from, chances are she's going to fucking quickly fall from grace. And if you just give it enough time, you're going to take off the rose-tinted glasses, the little emotional fluffy glasses that you've been looking at life through, and you're going to see that it was the right move. And here's the thing, boys. Breakups are fucking hard. The man's got to face himself. You've got to take responsibility for where you were falling down in life. This is what I had to do. I had to stop being a fat fuck. I had to get myself into shape. I did have to fucking double down on my mission. These are all good things. But the pain of going through that breakup and facing myself in the fucking mirror is infinitely easier than being a little fluffer and going back to a woman that I know I should not be with. Because when you go back to a woman after a breakup in your emotional little state, you're never going to get the respect that you want. You're never going to get the dedication from her that you're hoping for. You're just going to fall even farther. So take some pride in your fucking pain, lads. Have some fucking courage. Continue to fucking build, even in your little emotional fluffy state. And I promise you, the fucking rise is a beautiful thing. And it will all have been fucking worth it. That's all I have for you today, lads. All the best.